could be a mobster with a pink shirt.
Like Pierce Brosnan.
Is that still a thing?
Mobsters definitely
I would
for
do-
flamboyant colors like that.
Alright, hello everyone.
Hi, Miss Adams.
Hello, Miss
Hi, guys.
Adams.
Let's bring it in. This is our last and final session. Thank you for putting the phone away, Andre.
It's custom in America to put your phone away when the teacher comes into the room.
Why are you yelling at me?
Andre thinks he's a
Let's,
teacher now.
Sorry.
Okay.
Just got out of a stressful meeting. Had a little bit of coffee.
Okay, Andre.
Who are you meeting with?
You did your interview for that scholarship, right?
Yes.
And how did it go,
Terrible, I bet.
James?
Well, it was stressful, but I did my best, so I think I got a shot.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm glad you did it.
Thank you.
Yeah, and you
Me
look
too.
great. I'm glad you dressed up. You know, dressed to impress, right? Or
I tried.
Make it. All right. So, last session, I asked you guys to research 2 universities. And before we go over that, just want to clarify one more time. What happens in the circle stays in the
Stays in
circle.
the circle.
Right? Okay. So you guys know the limits of confidentiality and what that means.
First rule of circles, you don't talk about the circle.
Have you ever seen a dead horse?
Unless...
Because you're beating it. Sorry.
Fair
Sorry.
point. Fair point.
But I appreciate going over that.
Okay,
You know,
I
anyone's
just
family
want
knows.
to make sure.
It's not the
that y'all-
easiest stuff to share.
But if anyone's family knows about beating dead horses, it is Andres.
We haven't done that
All
for a
right,
couple of years.
thank you guys. Okay, I'm glad you understand. I'm glad you've been paying attention. So I want to talk about the universities that you guys researched. First off, what universities did you choose?
HSU.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a main one. I mean, it's here. So
It's here.
why would you not think about it?
I want to
Yeah,
get out of
that's
town. I
a great
want to go to Berkeley or Stanford.
Berkeley or
Awesome.
Stanford.
Mhm.
Nice. Chelsea?
I'm kind of torn. I really like CSD. It's so beautiful, and the campus is beautiful, but it's really expensive because it's in like La Jolla, San Diego.
Mm-hmm.
And they've got,
Everyone there wears just as much makeup as Chelsea.
Yeah.
but it's really
Let's be
beautiful.
respectful.
Cheerleading program.
Yeah, it's just really beautiful and has an amazing science programs. But then I think UC Davis also has really amazing science programs, but maybe a little bit more economical, and both offer excellent scholarship packages.
Cool. Okay. Andre, did you say what other university that you were talking about?
UTI. They're like a trade school that deals with mechanical, fixing cars and trucks and boats and
Cool.
stuff. Yeah.
Okay, so what I'd like to do, since you guys have researched these 2 universities, and all of you have expressed either, your parents aren't really sure about you going to university, or they want you to, they're just not sure where to start, I want you to kind of give a presentation about the research that you did. And just a, not exactly a presentation of let's show this slide, but mostly just, what were your initial thoughts about what you found out about the university? Did they offer your major? Was it a cool campus life that you thought about? Was it out of state? Was it really far away in states? Things like that. Was it local? So I want you to kind of just talk about that. Like, what were your initial thoughts? And why did you choose these universities? So who would like to go first?
I bet Chelsea does.
James, thank you for volunteering.
Okay, so I was looking at San Jose State and HSU, of course. And we already kind of mentioned, HSU's here. We wouldn't really have to move out or anything. We already kind of know what the area's like. And then for me to do like the environmental science or ecological restoration or something, like HSU's got those. So I mean, it kind of seems like not a lot would change, really. I mean, that could be good or bad.
Mm-hmm.
And then for San Jose, like it's in the Bay Area, so like you're like in just a giant city all the time, which would be really different, and that could also be good or bad. It's a little more expensive though, and it's like 5 hours away or more.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, Bay Area, there's a lot of people, not a lot of water. It's not
So,
drinkable water.
so does the amount of people concern you? I mean, it's very different from the environment that we live in.
Yeah, I don't know how to deal with that because like I've heard that you like really shouldn't have a car there because parking and stuff, and like just the traffic. Like you're better off taking like public transportation, like the BART and stuff.
Well, really, that's no different than what we're at now, right? I mean, a lot of times I know a lot of us walk.
Yeah, but like now, like I can use my parents' car or something to go somewhere. And I mean, it just there's a lot more openness on the roads and stuff here. Unlike there, so it'd be
Traffic.
Yeah,
I hate traffic.
it'd just be getting used to it. And,
Rages me.
yeah, so it'd just be really different living like in a big city.
Yeah. Right, we don't really have, so it'd be a different experience, and
And they do offer my classes and my major and stuff. They're supposed to be really good about it, but just a lot of people. I don't know if I get like the individual attention.
that's an excellent point. So I want all of you to think about that. Like I know you kind of you picked your universities and you did your research, but I want you to think about that throughout this whole process of looking at different universities. Is what kind of attention do you want from your professors? Do you want that individual attention, or do you want more of that larger university feel where you don't get the individual attention until if you're junior and senior year? So that's something to really think about, because
That's a good idea.
yeah, some universities are extremely large and they've got lecture halls of 200, sometimes even so much more than that of students just for one class. So you got to think about your learning environment, right? What do you think you would respond well to? And some people like that individual attention of, oh, I can raise my hand and ask the question. Or some people like, oh, I'm going to take the notes, I'll write down my question, and I'll ask the professor during their office hours. So everyone learns differently. I just want you guys to think about that. So excellent point, James. Thank you. Do you have any more to add?
I mean, it'd be hard to come back and even see my parents probably with no car that far away. So that's something else.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Do you think that it would be possible to network with friends that you would meet, other students, and get a ride?
I mean, I just don't know how many of them would be coming, all the way up here to Humboldt.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like not a lot of people from here go down there to San Jose. I mean, I know there's the bus and stuff, but that takes a long time.
Yeah, she said the bus isn't there.
But it'd be like
Yeah.
when I was looking, it's like 8 to 9 hours to get up here, and you come
Yeah.
back, and like that's your weekend.
Okay, that's a very fair point. I think one thing that you could think about is, the ride share, like I mentioned, or even just thinking about maybe staying down there and not going back for every holiday, and what that would look like with you, of how you would feel, and what your family would think about that. Okay. Well, thank you. Who would like to go next? Your two universities.
Sure.
Brom.
So I was thinking of Stanford and Berkeley. I really like the Bay Area. I like to be near San Francisco. I love the city. It's very liberal. I'm kind of liberal. That's the reason why I chose Berkeley as well. Same as Stanford. They're very liberal. I visited them once. I really like the sports program. It's very entertaining, obviously. We both have some good teams, especially football at Stanford would really attract me. It's just part, it felt really warm and nice over there and welcoming. I think they're
So would you want to play football or just to watch?
no, just to watch.
Just to watch.
Just to be part of that whole atmosphere. So I want to go to a university that has a large athletics program just so you can attend the games. You have basketball games, volleyball games, and I really enjoyed going there.
Right. It's got that team environment, the school
Yeah, exactly.
spirit,
Yeah.
things like that. That's very cool.
So, and they also have I want to do international business, and they both of them offer that program, so that works out really well. Not every college, the smaller colleges don't have they don't have international business programs. So I think for those reasons, they're a good fit for me. Their quite expensive, but I know they got some scholarship programs, and I know we talked about financial aid, so I've been looking into that and FAFSA and everything else. So I just felt really at home there, whereas a lot of universities you just feel too dry, I guess.
Sure.
Not very liberal, especially
Yeah.
Berkeley is very liberal.
Right. And Braun, that's an excellent point too, is to think about that campus life. Are you going to feel at home? Sometimes it may feel very different, and you might get a little scared by that. But once you do experience something new, you might end up really liking it. Or there might just be things that you flat out say no to. Like I know that some people, when they come up to Humboldt, they look around and they see all these wonderful things that we have. All our resources like the redwoods and the outdoors. And then they see that there isn't a lot of shopping, and they say, I can't do this university, I can't attend here, simply for the shopping. So there might be things that you guys should think about of, what's going to make me feel at home. For Braum, it's the attitude of, it being liberal and probably a larger space and things like that.
For Andre, maybe a lack of dead horses to beat.
Well,
Thanks
maybe
for
you should
bringing it back,
for you.
James.
I didn't say I beat dead horses.
No, you said that I did. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Thank you.
Alright, thank you very much,
There
bro.
are less horses down there.
Who-
He's looked into this.
So it's between Chelsea and Andre. Should we just go and order them?
Do you want to speak first?
I'll go. So I did look into two. It was, the university, HSU, the university here, or a trade school. I looked into both of them pretty heavily. I was HSU, I had to go for a business degree so I could eventually come back and run the shop and have that kind of backing to help progress it, maybe, further along and do something new with it. And even though, do the trade school, because I could, once I did the HSU, I could go to the trade school and get certifications through UTI, which would certify me in being a mechanic and any other certification I can get there. Because the more you have, I guess the more service you could provide to people. So I'll probably end up going the HSU route and then go to UTI after.
Okay. I think that's an excellent choice. You can get the business experience that you could add to with your father's business at the garage, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you would already be getting the hands-on experience with helping him out on the weekends, like you mentioned. And if you wanted to further that, because I know cars are evolving a lot, and UTI could potentially give you more information on how the computers work
all the
in
new cars, the
right?
hybrids, and
Which would
all the
benefit
crazy computers that
your
we're
dad
into.
and the family business. So I think that's a really excellent route.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good job.
Dr. Sid.
Chelsea.
Yeah, so my top choice is UCSD. I really enjoy the location, of course. It's so gorgeous. Oh my god, it's just like right on the beach and on the cliffs, and all the dorms look out over the ocean, which is amazing. But more than that, the biochemistry program there is fantastic. I spoke with a professor who does a lot of, he typically works with more of the master's program people, and so he does a lot of research, and so I would really like to get onto a research team. However, he said that if you do your undergrad at a UC school, it's harder to go into a master's and PhD program, but they do have a master's program and PhD program in biochemistry at UCSD, but it's kind of frowned upon to get your undergrad and your master's there at the same time. It's like they don't like you to go to one university; they like to diversify it.
Wow,
And
you
that's a policy
really
across
looked into it.
UC, program.
Nice.
But also, he was telling me that there is more undergrad research there, which is not typical of bigger universities like that, and that's harder to do. And that if you know a professor, also that there's a work study program where you can work in the chemistry lab as work study and have a part-time job. And in the chemistry lab, so I could do everything in the lab.
Right, which was a concern of your mom's, right? Of she wanted you to be more practical and make sure that you had the money to
I think she's just
to get through university. But if you could do the major that you want and work part-time, then that would be perfect, right?
Yeah, that would be perfect. Yeah, the main concern is I couldn't help. Like, I probably wouldn't. We don't have the money to send me back home for Christmas and things like that. So that's a concern. It would be nicer to be away from my family though, because I wouldn't have the burden of trying to help them. And I think if I was at Davis, then I'd get roped into coming back up in the weekends or trying to help out more, or taking a car and trying to still have those obligations to my family.
Right.
And so I think the further away I am, the more time I am going to have to focus on school.
Right. And that's a great point too. I want you guys to think about that as well. As I know some of you are thinking about staying local, and HSU is a wonderful university. It has a lot to offer. But for those of you who looked at a university that was far away and kind of concerned about what that would look like in getting back to your family, sometimes that means that you simply have more time to study and focus on school and also campus life of making friends and making those connections that are really important in our lives. So now that we've presented our universities, which thank you so much, you guys, really good job. I can see that your confidence is kind of building as we go through this. Do you feel more excited about it? Do you feel that you're better prepared to...
I do now that I've done some research and realize that there are some outlets to help you figure out if it will be a good university for you or not. There are, I guess you'd call them liaisons for the universities to figure if it would be a good fit for you. So I guess learning more about it kind of helps.
Yeah, definitely. Anybody else want to share about that? Like, do you feel like you're a little more focused or a little more excited about?
I'm definitely excited about it. Yeah. We kind of made it more concrete after doing some research and talking to, like you said, liaisons and students.
So it made it feel like more of a reality for you?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. James?
Kind of the same here, but less excited, more like it feels like there's a little more stress when making the right decision, just because it could be so different that like you don't know what it's really going to be like till you're there.
Okay, that's a fair point. I know that in some cases we don't always have the opportunity to go see a university that's away, and we kind of have to take a risk. But here's something that I want you guys to know about that, is that within the CSU, which is Cal State University, as well as the UC, University of California, you can always transfer very easily within either system. So you're talking about San Jose State, James, and if you decide that you don't like it, that the big city life isn't for you, you can talk to your academic counselor at that university. All of you will have one, I promise you. You might need to look a little more into it. They're not going to be as active with you. But if you look into it, you all have a counselor, and you can talk to that counselor, and they can set you up to where you can transfer back to Humboldt State, provided you have taken the classes that transfer. So
you could do a couple, a year or two of classes at a university that's down south or something, and then do your last two somewhere closer.
Yeah, if that's what you feel that you really need, and you would still get your bachelor's degree. And so what happens when all you go to university, you get this thing called a catalog. And it literally is a little book. Some universities are going more online, and that book is online, but you should get a physical copy. And what that is all the majors offered within the university, and within those majors, all the classes offered under the majors. Ron, is there something we can do about the dump?
Yes, you can sit at one option. Tucker, sit. Sit. He's good.
Thank you. So that catalog is going to offer all of that information. And what that is that's technically your contract with the university. And so the year that they give you that catalog is all those classes that they should offer while you're there. So you keep track of those classes and those majors, and then it will make it easier for you to transfer to another university. Because say they want you to take a class that's really similar to one that you already took, you could tell them, well, look, here's the description in my catalog. This is extremely similar. There's no reason for me to take this over again. So your counselor at the university should be able to help you with that as well. But make sure you hold on to your catalogs, okay? But that's something to think about is if you go away and you think you're going to love it and you end up not, then maybe think about transferring, okay? But you're going to have to definitely advocate for yourself on that one. And seek out the resources that are available, like your academic counselor. Okay. So I kind of want to do a little bit of a closing since this is our last session.
Oh.
Come on, Chelsea. I know you had a nice time hanging out, talking with us.
I don't think.
All right, Rob.
What?
No.
Him and I.
Okay. Well, I just want to say thank you guys. This has been quite the learning experience, I think, for all of us. And I really appreciate you contributing and talking about what you have to say. Do you guys have anything else that you might want to say? Any other questions before we kind of end this?
Thank you, Ms. Adams.
I really appreciate it.
Thank you for all the
It's
information.
informative.
We really appreciate it.
Give me more confidence.
Yeah, I'm excited for school.
And hopefully you guys are a little more ready to talk to your families about this too, that you have some solid evidence of, this university offers this and this is why I should go. And with that, we
Oh my God, just stop.
It's better been